Come on in. Come on in. We are live. We are live. I'm coming at you with five. Welcome to another edition of Gavin Richard Presents here on channel Gboo 2786. Guys, whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you are blessed and doing safe. I decided to do this without just jumping on StreamYard. It's been a long, long time since I've just been on YouTube and just did a straight stream to YouTube. Um, you guys pile on in, hit the chat. We're gonna talk about this today. I got time today for this. I wish, of course, I was coming here on YouTube under better circumstances. You guys who are on later tonight, I'll have Sean James on, and I'll have Brother Bernard, and we're gonna give our take on this too, briefly. But I needed to talk about this right now because it has greatly disturbed me. The things that I'm hearing about this young brother, Quawan Charles's death. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. I can't share the screen apparently when I'm through YouTube Studio, but I will provide you all with the links in the chat description that you can check out. Uh, you can check out this story, but it has been making waves across the country right now. Quawan Charles, Bobby Charles, 15-year-old, was missing since October 30th of this year. His body was found dead. He was found dead November 2nd of this year by the Iberia Parish Sheriff's Office. The parents had actually requested, and the family requested, that Amber Alert, which is obvious. If those of you who don't know, Amber Alert is usually a notice that is sent out, a bulletin sent out to all law enforcement and to the community at large when a child goes missing. That's why I call it Amber Alert. It was based off of a young lady named was Amber who was missing, and I think she was murdered. And so, as a result, when children go missing, there are laws and requirements that are followed when a person goes missing, where everyone who may know of this disturbance of this child. Now, I'm going to play the video tonight, but you guys are going to at least hear the audio. That's the only unfortunate thing when you go to YouTube. I just didn't feel like uploading. Um, excuse me. Let me put the link in the description so you guys can check out where you can read this story. But brother Bobby Charles, 15 years old, you can read this story. I'm reading it from WWL TV. Uh, was reported missing after he was last seen on October 30th, leaving home without permission with a 17-year-old friend and that friend's mother. That woman has, according to the reports that I've seen, is Janet Irvin. Uh, that was according to New Orleans Advocate, the Times-Picayune reported on this past Tuesday. The 50-year-old was found dead November 2nd in the cane field near Boryville. Family said Bobby's father wasn't notified until November 3rd, and his mother was not notified until November 4th. Bobby's mother, Roxanne Nelson, told members of the media she was suspicious of a knot on his head, saying she believes he was hit. He loved me, and I loved him, Nelson said. Selena Charles, the victim's cousin, said that the family doesn't trust the results from the autopsy that said he drowned, citing a graphic photo of Bobby's body circulating on social media. Suspecting foul play, the family said they are getting an independent autopsy done, which is their right. The family began raising funds to pay for the independent autopsy with a GoFundMe page that displays a graphic photo juxtaposed with a photo of Emmett Till, a 14-year-old black male from Chicago who was lynched while visiting family in Mississippi in 1955. Now, I uh, I have seen, those of you who remember the Emmett Till photo. There's no way for me to put it up, and I've seen the photo that's floating around with Bobby, and I dare say it's not a pretty picture because his face is half gone. The bottom part of his face uh, has deteriorated and decayed. So I don't know who goes swimming You say he drowned. How do you drown in a sugarcane field? Now, I've been out to Iberia Parish, and I know there are little canals and puddles that are right there, but you don't just drown in something that's not even a foot deep. So, if there was a knot on his head, well, we got to ask the question: how did the knot get there? If was he knocked out? Because if you knock somebody out and that causes their, untimely death, whether you like it or not, you still get charged. You still get charged with murder. Even if it's not murder, if they want to argue manslaughter, that's a responsive verdict that they can give. That's something for a defense attorney to raise. If a prosecutor wants to initiate a murder charge, that's something that they can raise too, if they want to do manslaughter. But this death is giving me some bad vibes. It's giving me some bad vibes. Now, let me go on and finish the story. The family began, I said this part, Quawan's face, you can see that is just about gone, Charles told the advocate. The coroner told us that there was no blunt force trauma to the head and no sign of strangulation. But when you look at him, you see something totally different from what the coroner said. The older teen and his mother, the last two people seen with the victim, were white, like most of Bobby's friends, Charles told the advocate. Quawan trusted his friend of another race, Charles told the advocate. It was somebody he thought he could trust, and now he's not here today. The family's attorneys, Ron Haley, Diedrich Moore, and Chase Trishell, said police downplayed the family's missing persons report. Due to the lack of transparency, collective indifference, and moral failings of law enforcement, Bobby's family has been forced to undertake the serious financial costs and enormous emotional stress of arranging for an independent autopsy in order to get any answers about Bobby's death. The lawyer said in a prepared statement, the cost of this independent autopsy was not just financial for Bobby's family, it has greatly worsened the grieving process by delaying when they can put their child to rest. After the family reached out, the Iberia Parish Sheriff's Office said in a statement on Tuesday saying deputies were looking into the suspicious circumstances surrounding Bobby's death. The release also said investigators were still processing evidence, having reached out to the 15-year-old's family amid the growing outrage on social media. Now, I know some things about your Iberia uh, Parish Sheriff's Office. And I can remember not too long ago when there were allegations that were made against that parish, against that sheriff in the Iberia Parish with regards to some litigation payouts, with regards to uh, how prisoners were treated and arrests were made, things of that nature. Now, I'm not here. That's right, Jaleel. Jaleel says this is so ridiculous and no one did anything about it. Where's the media about this? Well, let me say this. We are the media. We are the ones that need to report about this. We can't rely on MSNBC, NBC, CBS, ABC, or Fox News because they are part of the problem. They promote these negative images of Black people. And they're basically, at this point, they're a joke because CNN as well, because they are focused on sensationalism rather than truth. When you watch CNN, when you watch Fox News, you're watching a scripted play, a scripted news network where they want you to indoctrinate you onto their certain perspective. What their goal is to try to get you to feel a certain way about certain things. Now, let me go on and read this. And I know, well, I wasn't going to play this, but this is the audio recording. This is from KLFY. That is the local Lafayette news station. I'm going to play the audio for you so you guys can hear this. I know Ron. Mm. Now, let me finish playing it. But you heard earlier what she said was that the car smelled like bleach. Okay, may not be no, well. I'm not gonna say it may not be nothing, but I just have to say alleged. Why do you bleach things? Why do you use bleach in the first place? Let's start there. Bleach, of course, is used to kill mold, kill bacteria. It's used as a detergent for our laundry, but you use it, of course. I know, especially during Katrina, uh, how you had to treat mold in many of these homes. They had to spray it with, had to spray everything and bleach it down to kill it. You do it also when you're trying to clean out something like something that's dead, especially if you put it in your car. But let's continue. I'm gonna play this tonight for y'all too. We're not gonna let this. I want to finish playing the video, but those of you who haven't seen the video, you will get to see it tonight because I am gonna talk about it later with Sean James. He's coming on live along with Brother Bernard. We are gonna talk about this. This is not over with, so have no fear. All right. So that was okay. So that's KLFY. So you guys heard it there from the audio recording of someone that knew the family, where Bobby was supposedly was taken to, about how they smelled bleach in the car, was used in the car. Y'all heard that? Did we not hear it? So something is definitely wrong in that miss at this point. By the way, that sheriff in Iberia Parish was Louis Akel. Louis Akel. And he was elected sheriff in 2007. But he faced federal court he faced civil rights violations in federal court in 2016. Now, he was acquitted by a federal jury amid an unsuccessful petition for his recall from office. Now, he is no longer sheriff of that of Iberia Parish. So you can see, though, why many people have no faith in the police department, the sheriff's department down there. And as a result, supposedly, I'm going to continue reading this report. Investigators have interviewed multiple individuals and collected physical evidence, which is being processed. An autopsy has been performed, and the results are pending as of this time. Investigators have updated the parents of the juvenile concerning the status of the investigation and will continue to do so throughout the investigation. Anyone with information concerning the death is urged to contact Detective Jared Spurlock of the Iberia Parish Sheriff's Office Bureau of Investigation at 337-369-3711. Now, if you all remember too, in Iberia, a couple of years ago, there was a shooting in the back of a police car of a brother. A 22-year-old. And his name was Victor White III. Now, remember this. You don't remember this, but I'm sorry I'm doing this from here. I should, but I'm not using my streaming software. The coroner said that a handcuffed New Iberia man who died in the back of the police car shot himself in the chest. Now, how does someone who is handcuffed able to shoot themselves in the chest? Now, think of this. You know how tight? I've been handcuffed before. Oh, yeah, I have. I have been handcuffed before. And some of you probably on here have been handcuffed too. You know how tight those cuffs are, and how they cuff you behind your back and put you in the cruiser. And while you may be able to, if you're ambidextrous or flexible of some sort, people are known. There may be some people who can flip their arms over their head, though it can be very painful. How did that happen? And a coroner says this, and a coroner rules. I don't know if this is the same coroner because that was from 2014, but a coroner ruled that Bobby's death was a drowning. Bobby Charles' death was a drowning. Remember, even in the wake of George Floyd's death, you had a coroner out there in Minnesota who did not attribute homicide to George Floyd's death. Remember that? Initially, the coroner said it was about coronary artery disease. That's what killed George Floyd, not the fact that an officer was pressing his knee on the back of his neck and another officer is pressing his knee on the small of Mr. Floyd's back. Now, of course, a second autopsy ruled it a homicide, which is why those officers were subsequently charged. But you see that even in the coroner's department, we got issues. The coroner's departments do the same thing and cover up. They do virtually the same thing as the police and cover these things up. You all who are watching, you have probably already seen, heard of the story of Mr. Bobby Charles. You have seen the photographs. I don't know all the details like you, but what I do know is that That kid didn't kill himself. That kid wasn't lying in the sugar cane. He didn't get there by himself. I do not believe that whatsoever. I know you can't drown in a sugarcane field. And I've been out there in Iberia Parish alone. That's part of those river parishes. And, you know, and it's a long ways from here from New Orleans. Iberia from New Orleans is about 2 hours and 30 minutes, about 2.5 hours. Maybe shave a few minutes off of it. But there's no way you're going to tell me that this child killed himself. And then whether or not, we don't even know. I've seen different from different news sources. They put the picture up supposedly of the woman who they call it the woman who kidnapped uh, Bobby Charles. They got her information off of Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. There's audio of that you just heard of Miss Charles, Quawan Charles's mother, talking to another parent about Janet Irving. And then you heard the attorney, Ron Haley, and Ron is a good friend of mine. Ron, I think one day we'll be able to come on and we could talk about this. Ron represents a lot of clients, a lot of police shootings. But he even said that he had video footage of what appears to be that family moving out. Now, here's the question I have for the police. Did you ask them to remain in the city limits while they conduct their investigation? Were they brought in for questioning? Was Bobby's phone found to see who he was texting? Because I know teenagers, they text, they're on social media, and I'm pretty sure Bobby texted this friend. If this friend picked him up, you can identify for sure by the cell phone towers, by the text messages, where they were headed, where they were going. You can do that. How many people we got watching? That says 4. I got 8 likes so far. I'm hoping to get more, but I want to know what you guys think. We cannot let this slide. We cannot let this young man's death be in vain. We no longer want settlements. We no longer want plea deals, things done under the table. What we want is justice. And let justice be done, though the heavens fall. That's it for me, guys, right now. But stay tuned tonight, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Sean James is coming on. We're going to be talking about a host of things. Mr. Pirate Brain says, I saw you on Nicole's View. That's right, brother. That's right. I was on Nicole's channel this past weekend. And you guys will see me. I'll be on there again. And thank you for subbing. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining the platform. And to all my new subscribers who joined, thank you. And thank you, Nicole, for that. I appreciate it. But we can't let this one slide, guys. I was trying to come on and actually do some videos and do new videos with this, but I'm having a little trouble working this computer. But you guys tune in tonight because Sean is going to give his take on it. Brother Bernard, I'm going to have him come on as well. You guys know King DJ. That's his moniker. His on YouTube. We'll be talking about this. But this is something that's got to end. And if I was Mr. Charles's, yeah, I'm going to be going live again tonight. If I was Mr. Charles, Bobby's father, there would be no need for the police. That's just how I feel about this. This is not right. I would not trust the police department. I can't, of course, being a lawyer, encourage anyone breaking the law, but I'm also a family man first, and that comes before a law license, before any profession and occupation. And if my son went missing and was dead, I would not stop until I found out what happened. And I can only imagine what that family is going through right now. But I'm praying that they don't get on this. I'm praying that it's not on this forgiveness tip because we've seen too much of that. I hope that they stay on code. I hope and pray they find out what exactly happened to their son and that this person is brought to justice. These people are brought to justice. They need to be held for questioning. Nothing on the lady that picked him up. I don't know of any developments on the lady that picked him up. I don't think she has been formally arrested or charged with anything because they have not have any evidence necessarily that she actually committed a crime, other than picking this kid up without permission. I'm wondering how that happened. Was he left home alone? But he's 15 years old, so I mean, teenagers, they do different things, and I don't know what was the key to getting him to come out the house. Was he supposed to go to a party of some kind? This was the day before Halloween. Uh, what events were going on? I mean, really, there shouldn't be any too many events with dealing with the COVID situation. Of course, some people do some things, but man, I would raise holy hell if I was Mr. Charles's father, and I'm just praying that I'm hoping that things work out, that we find out what happened. And, stay tuned tonight. I'm going to actually show the news articles so you guys can see the video on both of them. Sean and I will talk about it tonight. And that's it for me right now, guys. But you guys, if you got any more reports or anything, let them be known. And I will let them be known the latest on this story because we're not going to let it slide. That's it for me, guys. It's been another edition of Gavin Reshaw Presents on channel GBoot2786. Please subscribe to the channel for more news and alerts, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.